Hey guys, how's it going? Well, you can see here I've already started to bring some of my trees in. I have to prune many of them back. Hopefully I'll be able to get to prune all of them before I bring them in. I got to start bringing them in here because the night temps are getting quite cool, and hopefully I'll be able to get them in by the end of the week. So I thought I would start with what I have in here now. Maybe we'll just look at a few trees here that we've worked on in the close distance here. You can see how they're coming back. We'll start with my lemon cypress. You can see the new shoots that are coming in here. Back here we have some newer growth, and up on top the lighter green near the ends here. So it's yeah, they're coming back, so that's good. Same with this one here. That's the one that we did a severe trunk chop on, so good to see that coming back. And over here, the third one here, they're doing good. Now the cuttings are, actually there's a number of the cuttings that are still doing good. We'll look at those later on. So they're doing good. They'll be coming in later also. Here's some young Kapok trees. These were cuttings about, that was about a year ago now. I put these in the soil here after they started growing some roots in the water, and yeah, they've taken off okay. This one's really taken off and growing. This one's slow to grow, but it's growing. So coming back up here, here's my Davy ficus. You'll remember that we cut this away back, so it's doing extremely well. You can see the top here. It's really growing in. You can see all the new growth here coming up. So yeah, a lot of this is all new growth. It's just exploded, so it's doing very well. So I was really pleased to see that come back. And you'll remember that we took off the one branch that I wasn't expecting to take off, and I potted that as a cutting. Well, here it is now. It's doing great. It's exploding in all new growth. This is old growth over here. These leaves, they were originally on the cutting. But there's a brand new branch coming off here at the bottom, and some other fresh growth on it. So yeah, it's doing awesome. So we're going to have a miniature Davy ficus. So that's awesome. My Guria, it's staying green. Let's see here. We have some new growth out on this one here at the very back. Just starting to grow better. And down on this lower branch here. So we're not done with the structural pruning on this. You'll remember that we just kind of took things away back, get it started, and we're gonna do some more work on this in the close future, obviously, also. So, but yeah, it looks like it's gonna do well after cutting it away back and doing our root work in the repot. I guess just another one we can quickly look at is a geranium. So it's doing well. You can even see here it's coming out in flower. So we won't be doing anything with this. We're just going to grow it over the winter now. But yeah, it's still doing good after our major trunk chop there. So that's good. And here's my little bit older Kapok trees. These are about boy, they got to be getting to be about 3 years old now. I think they're 3 years old. So 3 years ago now, they were cuttings, and yeah, I just last couple years I've just been cutting them back. You can see where I've cut it back here before. There was one, a trunk chop, And then there's the new growth there that came in, and they just continue to grow. I believe that was last year that I trunk chopped this, and that was where one of the other cuttings came from. Same with here. So today what we're going to do is we're just going to come in here and we're going to do another trunk chop to this tallest one here because we're right up into the light. And because I'm going to be taking these two cuttings here and this new cutting over to Nigel. I think he lost his trees accidentally last year when he was doing all that work on his new plant room there, and he was later getting his trees in, and I believe these ones here, he lost these because these are very sensitive, which is why I've already brought them in. Our nighttime lows are getting down to about 9 and 8 degrees, and these are, from what I read, they're very sensitive, and you definitely don't want to go below 10 degrees. Even at 10 degrees, 10 degrees Celsius, you're taking a big risk. So that's why I've brought these in this last couple of days. Okay, anyways, so we're going to come away down here. I think what I'm going to do is take it off. Take it off right there. There we are. And we'll just, once again, we'll cross our fingers and hope something comes out of here, but, you know, we should, because there is, you can see over here, everywhere where I've cut, we always have growth coming out just below or right at where I've made a cut. So this one here, they ended up coming out below, but we had little buds a little bit lower on the trunk that were head started, so they just ended up growing out. But if there's no buds at all, like this one here, they tend to grow out. Sometimes they grow out of the top of the cut, actually, to the side. So yeah, it's they don't necessarily grow back to where there's like an existing bud waiting to come out. So they usually come back pretty good. So anyway, there's a decent cutting. So we're going to put that in water, and I expect to get down to Nigel quite soon here to see his trees and have fun for an afternoon. I'm looking forward to it, as always. So you can see some buds lower on the trunk here, below where my fingers are, my last cut that I made. So I could have cut back to one of them, but I wanted to make sure that it was a good size cutting. So, okay, well, that's it for right now. We'll go take a look at a couple of the trees that I have yet to bring in. And outside here, here's the rest of the trees. They're all inside my back porch, because 2 nights ago we had quite a storm, and it was supposed to be more severe than what it was. We were supposed to get up to possibly, 100-kilometer winds and things like that. Thunderstorms, and we even had tornado warnings, but a lot of that never happened. We just ended up having thunderstorms and heavy downpours. So these probably would have been okay, kept out on the bench. But however, I brought them inside here. So as you know, some of them I've already taken in. But yeah, so we gotta prune all these back and get these inside. So yeah. Oh, another thing too I wanted to show you guys here is you can see these little roots that were just starting to form. These are some more Davy ficus cuttings, but these are roots. However, these are big heavy roots that I've pruned off, and there's some smaller roots continuing growing on the bottom of our roots here, and I'm hoping that I'm going to start a new tree from this root. So it's actually not a trunk. Well, it will be, and I guess maybe you could start calling it a trunk now. Looks like I did a trunk chop, but it's not. I've shown these in my last update, so I guess this is just in case anybody's missed them or hasn't seen them. And the other cuttings continue to grow pretty good, and they're getting some small roots on them, so don't ask me what I'm going to do with them all, but anyways. Okay. Oh, and well, this is just what I did with the Kapok cutting right now. Just put it in some water. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll start working on some of these other trees here to get them ready to go inside. Well, the first one we're going to look at taking back here is my Bullhorn Acacia. You can see this summer this tree has just turned into a miniature monster. So it's really grown. So it's about, from the pot, it's probably about 3.5 to 4 feet high. So yeah, it's quite something. Now the trunk's about the same size all the way up, so this is what we're gonna do today is gonna correct that. But it's probably about the size of my middle finger, the trunk. So you can see here, right down near the bottom, which is really good. We have some other branching that we can prune back to. So we're gonna be cutting it back hard today. I don't know if you guys can really see this that great because we're in the shade. That's not really great. Okay, so here we are. I've got it out in the sun. You can maybe see things a little better here. You can see how tall it's gotten here. And you can see the growth it's put on this year is just phenomenal. This top portion, basically the trunk is all green. It goes from a very light green, you can see up here. Actually, let's bring it up against the blue sky here. There we go. You can see there the new growth on the top. So this year it just exploded. Just unbelievable. It did very well. So it's a really cool tree. You can see all these great big thorns on here. You definitely wouldn't want to mess with this thing. And then as we come down the trunk here, starts to harden off quite a bit and turn into a light brown. So this is one of the trees I got from Todd at Todd's Tropicals. So you should go check his channel out. He's got a lot of cool trees. He's got a couple of these Bullhorn acacias. They're monsters. And he also, he gave me the seeds for this tree. So yeah, so that was really kind of him to send me all those seeds. I've also got other trees from Todd which we'll be touching on. So today what we're gonna do is taking things away back down to this first branch. That's a shame that I'm going to be taking this whole top off, but first of all, I don't have room for it inside under the lights, being that size. And I'm going to have to do this anyway, so it's, you know. And right now we got a perfect branch coming off the side here. And I don't think we'll have to do a lot of finger crossing. Next spring we're going to be repotting this. I could repot it now and probably get away with it, but we're just going to wait till next spring when I bring it back outside and it'll just be better conditions for repotting. And in case I got to do some work, it'll have better chances of coming back. Okay, anyways, so there goes our 3 feet of trunk off now. So we'll just come in here, and here's our branch that we want to cut back to. So we're just going to come above it. I don't know what these are like for dieback, so this is my first time working with this tree. So here we go. We'll just take it about an inch above that branch. And there it goes. That's kind of too bad. I could try starting some cuttings with it and see what happens. I don't know what would happen. I'll try starting a couple and see what happens. So yeah, that's a fairly big top. And now this is what we're left with. So that will now fit in my shelves, which will be good. And we can continue growing this branch as our new leader. Okay, well, I got lots to do, so we're going to get on with the next one. I think we'll just look at the next young Bullhorn acacia here. Okay, here's the next one. This one's a little bit shorter, and if you remember, this one here was always way behind the last one that we just did. However, this year it has just taken right off, and that's probably about 2 feet. That's probably about 2 feet high, and the growth it put on is probably overall is about 1.5 feet. So it's just incredible. This whole top here is just new this year, and it's very young, more tender growth. There's our latest set of leaves. And some thorns up here. The thorns aren't really prickly, they're just very young and tender. It's before they start to harden off, like this next set here. That's where they start to harden off and get really prickly. And then they just, you can see the trunk just hardens off as we move down here. And this is older growth. So basically, before we brought it out this summer, we were probably up to this set of thorns right here. And then all this last 1.5 feet of growth is it's all this year's growth. So yeah, it just took right off. Now I wasn't gonna be planning on cutting this back this year, but I think I will. That will fit under the lights, but I'm still gonna cut it back. So if we come away back here, we have a couple of options. We got a branch, our first branch coming off to the side down here. And then I have another branch that is coming up, and it comes up a little bit more vertically, so it'll be a better continuation of our trunk, I believe. So we're gonna take it back just below this set of thorns right here. So that's what we're gonna do. There we go. And I'm going to try planting this as a cutting also. We'll see what happens there. So I'll cut this back here, and we'll try to start that bottom part as a cutting. So that'll be cool. And this is what we're left with, and basically it looks just like it did before I put it outside last summer. So what we'll do, it's going to be warm out today, so I think what we'll do is we'll just we'll leave these out on the bench today. We'll leave them out and get some sun all day today. I think it's going to be about 20 degrees Celsius or so. So our days are going to start to get cooler. But they can be outside during the day. Alright, well, we're going to be working on these trees every day this week, just to get them inside, hopefully by the weekend. And so you'll be seeing the next video really soon. Well, that's it for today, guys. Take care out there, and we'll see you later.